Rappers and celebrities pay their respects to Nipsey Hussle.
They're here because he spoke to them in some way. He inspired them in some way. They related to him in some way.
He's definitely feeling confident. And we talked about him struggling. That wasn't for me, man. That's for my bro, man. That's for Nipsey, man. 20 plus 20 plus 20. They know what that means, man. That's for my bro.
Do you want to win any of these items on your screen? If so, be sure to watch the whole video, leave a like, and comment the hidden message. And with that being said, let's get right into the video. It's been about a week since the passing of the beloved rapper Nipsey Hussle. The rapper has made quite an impact in the rap world within his community, and because of this, his passing brought forth a lot of emotions and feelings from both friends, colleagues, and loved ones. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 4. Lauren London
addresses the rapper's death for the first time, writing on Instagram, "I am completely lost. I've lost my best friend."
While it's nice to hear from friends and colleagues of people after they pass, it's honestly rather easy for them to do so under a certain point of view. After all, while they were close, they weren't family or together. Thus, it's the hardest for the family and loved ones of the departed people to make their statements known and felt. In the case of Nipsey Hussle, this speaks to his girlfriend and mother of his child, Lauren London. London took many days to process all that had happened, and in the end, all she could post on Instagram was the following: "I am completely lost. I've lost my best friend, my sanctuary, my protector, my soul. I'm lost without you. We're lost without you, babe. I have no words." This may seem like a very reserved and simple response, especially compared to the others who you'll hear from in a bit. But what it really boils down to is that this incident that took Nipsey Hussle's life was very sudden and very random in certain ways. The shock of it all is clearly still upon her, and that's very understandable. It's very likely she won't be able to give a full statement for some time, and we should respect that. There's nothing worse than losing a loved one, and that goes double for when it happens in such a manner. As mentioned before, Lauren London and Nipsey Hussle had a child together during their 5-year relationship, so now this child has grown up without a biological father, which is also something that won't be easy. Nothing will be easy or simple for her or her son in the next few weeks and months, so it's best we give them the privacy they deserve until they're willing to speak. Number 3. The rapper fraternity.
Nipsey Hussle passed away, so we want to take this time out to give a moment of silence. Can we do that?
That being said, while the family and loved ones might not be able to speak as to what's going on right now, that doesn't mean that Nipsey Hussle's close and personal friends weren't able to chime in and make their thoughts and feelings on the matter. And these responses just really show you how much of an impact Nipsey Hussle had on the lives of many people in the genre. Let's start off with one of the biggest names in rap right now, Drake. He's worked with Nipsey Hussle in the past on some songs, and the two clearly had a very strong relationship. My whole energy is just at a low right now hearing this. We just linked up for the first time in years and said we were gonna do a new song this summer because it had been too long. You were having the best run, and I was so happy watching from distance, fam. Nobody ever talks down on your name. You were a real one to your people and to the rest of us. I'm only doing this here because I want the world to know I saw you as a man of respect and a Don. Rest easy, my G. Meek Mill also made a powerful statement about the late rapper and related it to how there is a deep struggle going on within the heart of America between certain groups of people. Broke me. We really fighting for our lives against our own kind, and really have to take risks and match the level of hatred that we are born in. I'm tired. Prayers for my brother and his family. Moving on to Rihanna, she was very upset about the whole incident, and like many, was trying to figure out what was going on. This doesn't make any sense. My spirit is shaken by this. Dear God, may his spirit rest in peace, and may you grant divine comfort to all his loved ones. I'm so sorry this happened to you. YBN Cordae wasn't afraid to say it like it is in his own statement. This is so lame. One of the most genuine and authentic people I've ever met. Infinite prayers to his family and loved ones. Fat Joe spoke to how Nipsey Hussle helped out his community. God bless this young man, an entrepreneur that made it from nothing, opened businesses in his community, sharing hope and opportunity with his people. I pray for his family and all families that continue to lose beautiful lives due to senseless gun violence. At Nipsey Hussle, what a beautiful guy since day one. Pusha T talked about their own time together in the music industry. Sad to see you go, Nip. I'm only finding peace in knowing that you are blessed. As you know, I was honored to share such an amazing year with you musically. We spoke about how they let the real ones in the building and how the Grammys got it right this time. I would have gauged everyone's music credibility based on if they mentioned you. Don't pair me or compare me unless said party is a rare breed. South, you definitely are a rare breed, and I thank you for being genuine to me and your mission to empower your people. Always love. This again proves just how much of an impact Nipsey Hussle had on the rap community. And even though this is but a very small sample of the community's cry of sadness, it's a picture of what Nipsey had done in his life in regards to cultivating relationships. Although although one particular response had an entirely different intent to it. Number 2. Nick Cannon and the Conspiracy.
Amazing things that Nipsey wanted for the community. So I think there's some synergies there, and I'm gonna go on and carry that legacy as much as I can.
It may sound like a cliche, but in recent years, when certain rappers have passed away by non-peaceful ways, there always seems to be a conspiracy theory or three that pops up with it. Some of them are nothing more than random internet banter on like Twitter or forums by people desperately looking for connections that really aren't there. But some actually have some proof put in behind them, which brings me to Nick Cannon, who was another close friend of Nipsey Hussle. Upon the rapper's passing, Nick Cannon made a post that ties into a big conspiracy about Nipsey's passing. And the Lord said, "Job well done, my son." At Nipsey Hussle, "King, this is how I want to remember you." Laughing, smiling. I ain't sleep yet, thinking about our conversations. Real ones from a real one. And I'm gonna say this only for the real ones to recognize where you left off. We are gonna carry one. It's a marathon. So I'm picking up the baton because they can't take us all. Spiritual warfare is real and in full effect. And now your spirit is protecting your community eternally. Your words, your steps, your walk always was and always will be solid. Now your message is my message. Your work is my work. I know you're still rocking with us, and your voice will never be silenced. Because to be absent from the body is to be present with the Most High. So that now you are at peace, don't rest. Keep leading. Keep shining, King. Cosmic love, my brother. Did you notice the clue? Or did you get lost in the wording? Well, if so, I'll help you out here. Look at the middle part where Nick Cannon talks about picking up the baton, and that they can't take us all. That's a reference to a certain conspiracy involving a documentary that Nipsey Hussle was in the process of making before he died. Specifically, he was a patient of a certain Honduran doctor known as Dr. Sebi. Sebi was a preacher of alternative medicine and had many A-list clients like Nipsey, but also big stars like the late Michael Jackson and John Travolta, among others. I know what you're thinking. Wait a minute, what does a documentary about a doctor have to do with the passing of Nipsey Hussle? Well, it's very simple. The government wasn't a big fan of Dr. Sebi, mainly because he never studied medicine, nor had a medical degree, yet promised his patients that he had cures for everything from cancer to AIDS to asthma and much more. And when credited doctors and medical personnel looked into this, they were all sorts of ticked. They called it false advertising and being a fraud, and they actually took him to trial over this. While he wasn't imprisoned, he did have to take down certain ads because of the sentence passed down to him. Later on, he died in prison of another crime under mysterious circumstances, leading many to think that he was taken out by the government. As for Nipsey Hussle, he believed in what the doctor could do and thinks that the government had a hand in his passing. So he wanted to make a documentary of the trial to show exactly what happened in the trial of Dr. Sebi, and to clear up things and to prove the wrongdoing on the government's part. Fast forward to his passing in March of 2019, and Nipsey Hussle was taken in a very random and suspicious circumstance, just like Dr. Sebi. So many people have flooded the internet with evidence that these two incidents and cases are connected in the most conspiratorial of fashions. Whether it's true or not is immaterial. They believe it, and apparently so does Nick Cannon, which is why he's now taking up the baton in order to get this documentary finished, not just to honor his friend, but to finish the story that he wanted to tell. The lengths we go to honor the fallen. Number 1, making history.
A triple 20, 20 points, 21 assists, and 20 rebounds.
Something that sometimes gets lost in the tragedy of losing someone is that it can also be a motivating factor in trying to do something. Nick Cannon will finish a documentary in honor of his friend. And in the NBA, Oklahoma City's Thunder superstar Russell Westbrook had his own way of honoring his fallen friend. During a game not long after the passing of the rapper, Westbrook took it upon himself to make a mark in the history books. How did he do that during the regular season? Well, by getting 20 points, 20 assists, and 20 rebounds in a single game. For the record, the only other person to ever do that in NBA history was the one and only Wilt Chamberlain. That's it, until Westbrook did it, much to the cheers of the OKC crowd. Grateful to play the game. But that wasn't for me, man. That was for my bro, man. That was for Nipsey. Rest in peace to Nipsey, man. I'm just thankful to go out there and compete at a high level, man. Thankful to have these teammates. Thankful and humble to go out there and play the game I love. It wasn't easy to get this done though, especially near the end of the game when it was so close to the goal and yet a bit far. Westbrook's coach Billy Donovan tried to end his night. He made the notion to get him subbed out, but Westbrook straight up shook his head and refused to leave until the deed was done. After the game, Donovan revealed that he didn't get it at first, but Westbrook made it clear. He came over and talked to me about it, and I knew he had a close friend pass away, and he had mentioned and explained that to me. I think for a few guys on our team, relationship-wise, this kind of hit them pretty hard the last couple days, just talking to them. But I think for Russell, this was something something that really meant a lot to him. And he basically talked to me a little bit about it after the game. And this is a good thing too, because while the pain of losing Nipsey is still there, he can at least be proud that he did something in his honor. Those are but a few of the celebrities who have made their thoughts and feelings about the Nipsey Hussle situation. Which one was your personal favorite of the bunch? Are you surprised that certain people spoke up about this? Or are you waiting on a particular someone else to respond to the incident? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Be sure to subscribe and I'll see you next time on King Trending. A simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's really your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. Go for it.